In this video, I shall be discussing on how to name the IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, so here we shall be discussing only for the aliphatic compounds. Okay, now before moving on to the nomenclature, okay, let us just study some basic things. Okay, that is, see, hydrocarbon. Okay, so hydrocarbon are the compounds containing hydrogen and carbon. Okay, now under this hydrocarbon we have two types of compounds. Okay, one is called aliphatic and the other one is called aromatic. Okay, now under this aliphatic we have three types. One is called alkene, and alkyne, and under this we have the one of the example is benzene. Okay, this can be one of the simplest example for the aromatic compounds. Okay, so in this video we shall be discussing only about the IUPAC nomenclature of the aliphatic compounds. Okay, then before we move on to the nomenclature, I want you to go through the definition, okay, and examples of functional group, homologous series. Okay, so I want you to go through these two topics. Now coming to the IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, so we have three parts for IUPAC nomenclature. We have three parts. Okay, so that is okay. Before that one, I forgot to say something about derivative. Okay, derivative of hydrocarbon. Derivative of hydrocarbon. Here in this part, like in the derivative of hydrocarbon, there may be some other atoms or group of atoms. Say suppose chlorine may be there, or like halogen can be there. Okay, halogen can be chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine. Okay, so this type of other atoms may be there. Oxygen also may be there, sulfur also may be there, and hydrogen also may be there. Okay, so derivative of hydrocarbon, in those derivative, okay, there may be this kind of different atoms present. Okay, even carbon and hydrogen are also there. Okay, now moving on to the next one, that is IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, so there are three parts. One is called word root. Okay, word root, then prefix and suffix. Under this prefix also, one is called primary. Okay, primary, the other one is called secondary. For this one also there is primary and there is secondary. Okay, so let us see the structure, okay, or the order of how the nomenclature will be for any compound. Okay, so see, first is secondary prefix. Okay, then comes primary, okay, prefix. After that will come the word root. Then we'll have the primary suffix. Okay, then the next one will be secondary suffix. Okay, this is how the order of IUPAC nomenclature will be. Okay, now let us see one by one. Okay, what do we find under word root? Okay, what do we find under primary suffix and primary prefix? What do we find under secondary suffix and secondary prefix? Okay, let's see one by one. Now let's first deal with the word root. Okay, so under this word root, we have, see, if the number of carbon chain, okay, is 1, if only one carbon, okay, number of carbon, say like here, no? Number of carbon atom, if it is 1, then the name, okay, or the word root, we call it word root, okay, the word root will be, okay, just write word root, okay. So if it is 1 carbon, then we call it meth, meth, okay. If it is 2, then it will be eth. If it is 3, it will be prop, okay. If it is 4, it will be but. If it is 5, it will be pent, and so on, okay. Now, so this is all about the word root, okay. So in this video we shall be dealing only for some basic things, okay. Then the next one will be primary suffix, okay. So as I have shown you here, the primary suffix is coming after the, or it appears after the word root, okay. So what are the primary suffix, okay? Here see, number of bonds and the name of the primary suffix, okay, just write name, primary suffix name, okay. So if the bond is single bond, then we will name it N, okay. If it is double bond, we will name it in. If it is triple bond, then we will name it ein, okay. So this is for the primary suffix. Then the secondary suffix refers to the functional group, okay, don't forget that one. After that, here it was primary prefix, isn't it? So primary prefix is for mentioning whether that particular compound is closed or open. If it is open, then we don't write anything. If it is closed, then, or if it is closed or a ring structure, then we name it by cyclo, okay. But remember that this cyclo name we put if it is for aliphatic compounds, okay. Then there is another one, that is secondary suffix, no, secondary prefix, okay, secondary prefix, okay. I have said already for secondary suffix, that is for functional group, okay. Now secondary prefix is for any side chain, okay, any side chain. It can be methyl, CH3, it can be Cl, F, or any other halogen atom other than this Cl and F, okay. So those can be, so sometimes when two functional groups are present, that time one of them can be, okay, that functional group, one functional group can even be considered as a side chain, okay. Okay, now let us try out some basic things, okay. Say for example CH3, okay. Now I want you to go through the rules of naming the nomenclature, okay. So according to the first rule, okay, we have to choose the longest chain rule, okay. So you can count from here 1, 2, or you can count from left to right or right to left, okay. So it's same thing, okay, whether you count from left to right or right to left for this case, okay. So therefore here you see how many carbon atoms are there, 2 carbon atoms. So for 2 carbon atoms, as you can see from the word root, okay, the word root is 8, okay. And the next one after the word root, next comes the primary suffix, okay. So primary suffix means whether it is single bond, double bond, or triple bond, that one we have to find out. So you have to see between the carbon atoms, okay. So between carbon atom there is only a single bond, that's why if it is single bond it will be ane, isn't it? So ethane, so the name of this one is ethane, Okay, now before moving on, you might be confused how this one is CH3. Okay, see, carbon atom is a tetravalent. Okay, tetravalent means it has 4 electrons or 4 unpaired electrons. Okay, or 4 electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, now it can form 4 bonds. Okay, not 4 unpaired electrons, but it has 4 electrons in the outermost shell, and it can form 4 bonds. Okay, so see, this, the structure of this one can be like this: C C. Okay, now H, isn't it? So 1 bond already gone here, so remaining 3 more. So 1 2 3 4. This, for this carbon also 1 2 3 4. Then these things you just have to put H H H. Okay, so this is how the structure of ethane will look like. Okay, let us try next example. Okay, here we shall be dealing only with the IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, the next one is CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2. Okay, let's make it a little simpler for now. Okay, let's put the double bond instead of that side chain. Okay, that one was side chain. Now here in this case, you see, I'll number it. Okay, I can number it this way also, 2 3 4, or I can number it from right to left also. Okay, now according to the another rule of naming the nomenclature, we must give, okay, like suppose if there is a side chain, then that side chain should have the least placing. Okay, least number of placing, or if it is a kind of bond, here double bond is there, so this double bond should be placed in the least. Okay, I mean it should be located in the least value. Okay, so see, if we count from here, then the bonding, this is the first bond, the second bond, third bond, isn't it? So the double bond is in the second place. So if we count from this side also, it will be 1 2 3, so it is both in the second place only. So the counting can be this side also or from the other side also. Okay, so it's not an issue. Now here you see, here no side chain is present, so that secondary prefix is not there. The next one comes the word root. Okay, so here how many carbon atom? 1 2 3 4. So 4 means but. Okay, and there is a double bond. Okay, that means for double bond we have to put in. Okay, now see, this double bond is not in the first place, therefore we have to mention the number in which place it is present, the double bond. Okay, so it's in the second place, isn't it? See, first second, so it will be in the second place. So your name, the IUPAC name of this structure is but2ene. Okay, now let me give you one example. Okay, I mean one task, you solve this one. Okay, CH3 CH CH3 CH CH2 CH3. Okay, so you try to name, give the IUPAC name of this particular structure. Okay, now going to the next one, that is if there is a side chain. Okay, so let us take one example: CH3 CH2 CH, then CH3, and here is also CH3. So here see, for the side chain, suppose if it is CH3, then the name of this one will be methyl. Okay, now the side chains are for the secondary prefix. So according to the order of the nomenclature, okay, how the name should be, first comes the secondary prefix. So this side chain is the secondary prefix. Okay, so that should be in the first place, therefore the name will be like this for this one. Okay, see, we can count like this: 1 2 3 4, or we can count from back side: 1 2 3 4, or we can count 1 2 3 also. Okay, but then one thing we must remember, see, when you count the number of carbon, okay, so this counting is called the parent chain. Okay, we have to give the parent. Okay, we have to choose a parent chain. Now that parent chain should be the longest one. Okay, and when you are counting a number, Okay, you must not jump. It must be an unbroken chain. Okay, so the parent chain should be one of the should be the longest one. Therefore, in this case, see, 4 carbon atoms. Okay, the parent chain having 4 carbon atoms is the longest one. So let's see whether we have to count this way or this way. If we count this way, the side chain is coming in the third place. No? If you count this way, but if you count from this way, the side chain is coming in the second place. Now, according to the rule, we have to give the side chain in the lowest place. Okay, so second place is the lowest one. Therefore, this side is not counted. We have to count from the other side. Okay, like this. So this is the side chain. So the side chain is mentioned first according to the order, isn't it? First is the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix are side chains. So here, see, this is in the second place, so it will be 2. Okay, and this is methyl. 2 methyl. Now next one, this side chain is done. Now this parent chain. Okay, so how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. So 4 means but. Okay, you see the word root. Then dash. Okay, I mean it's not needed to put, I think. It's all single bond between 2 carbon atoms, no? Single bond. So that's why it will be butane. Okay, so this will be the name. Then I want you to try one problem. Okay. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be the longest one. So for 6 means, for 5 means pent. I mean, if 5 carbon atoms are there, then it will be pent. If 6 are there, then it will be hex. Okay, the word root. So you try out this one. Now, I want you to go through the rules. Okay, I want you to go through the rules for naming the nomenclature. Okay, there are more to be taught, but then I want you to practice some of the problems from the textbook as well. Okay, and then we shall continue with more of the complex structures in the next video. Okay.